According to a UN ECA study, apart from agriculture, trade makes up to 60% of self-employment to women in sub-Saharan Africa. And of these, up to 80% are informal traders. While trade policy reforms is part of the East Africa Community's integration process, the coming into force of the Customs Union and the Common Market Protocols have mostly focused on the formal economy. A strong component of trade in this region is cross-border trading.
The culture over the years has been business across the border. It is a business of speculation. What is that is selling across Kenya that you can get in Uganda and take it across, and you make a big difference? We see the women, we see the disabled, and every other person getting involved.
Women make up the greater percentage of these informal cross-border traders.
For us to start the project, we started from scratch. So what we did a mapping of cross-border traders. We also did a mapping of the facilities available to them at the border points. And our project was really inspired by the East African community. This Article 123 that talks about women's participation in trade and business in East Africa.
The project identified several constraints to informal cross-border trade amongst women, and this video highlights its findings as we take a look.
Tunatoa Uganda kuleta hapa na tunatoa hapa tukipeleka Kenya kuuza.
I also import it in Uganda.
Kutoa samaki Uganda na kuchoma, maliza kuchoma na kupaki kwa box na kupeleka Kenya.
It's morning at a market in Busia, the border of Kenya and Uganda. The hustle and bustle continues uninterrupted. On both sides of the divide, these women traders have had to put up with very discouraging business practices, bringing to full light the trade hindrances and non-tariff barriers existing in doing trade across the East African borders.
There is a lot of information gap in terms of what is available and provided by the East African community.
And there is a customs union. Now this customs union essentially allows goods to be traded between or among the partner states without necessarily payment of import duty. And two, of course, to do that, you must ensure that these goods are certified as originating in those countries. So because sometimes there's a lack of information, the traders are unable to take advantage of that trading opportunity.
Shida zenye tunanyanyashwa sana upande ya maaskari.
That's of course those police officials, they will need something from you. Failure, they will need to have sex with you. Failure to that, then you will lose your what? Your goods.
But the police deny any knowledge of these harassment claims.
No, here I've never heard of any harassment in the area. People are free to trade within the borders of East Africa here, especially women. And they are very good at the business. If you even go across here, you see them moving with bogoya. Some even come from Kenya.
That is just a cover up. Lakini huwa wananyanyasa. Kwa sababu mtu hawezi kubali automatically.
The women also cite the customs office as another impediment to their business.
Taxes is too high. For oranges, the tax is too high. Custom, they need 150 per bag.
The trade between Uganda and Kenya also, there's a very big volume of agricultural produce. So we have legislations in terms of like the VAT Act, the domestic tax laws within the countries also, that exempts, for instance, VAT on agriculture. From Kenya into Uganda without even paying any tax.
Fulani leta hii na siku zinaenda vitu yako pengine inachelewa.
Kama mimi mtu wa samaki zinaoza, unapata zimeshaoza, unarudia tena nyumba.
But as I speak now, we are even under the current arrangement. The government is coming up with a project known as a one-stop border point. And the purpose of that is to ensure that the time used to clear goods is very, very small, so that because delay is a cost.
Upande ya customs huwa tunauoga kwa sababu sasa ukiwa na mali yako mtu anasema collector akikuona anaweza kukufanya vibaya.
Yes, it's true that there used to be fear. But I think for the past 6 years, or even slightly more, URA management has embarked on a proactive approach. Because for us, as URA, we believe that the taxpayer is the king. We have what we call the simplified trade regime that takes into account the informal cross-border trading.
The fear of approaching the immigration office means that the majority of these women will operate without any travel documents.
Sasa watu wanaogopa kupita kwa custom kwa sababu hawana zile makaratasi zenye zinafaa.
Because we have them who testify, we go as far as Nairobi without the travel documents. Using those Panya routes, if I can cross the other side, I get the bus, and I go. So they lack travel documents, proper travel documents. A few of those who will feel like getting them, they will get the
Are also dangerous, like not very dangerous at the custom way.
We expect people, of course, to come with the travel documents, passports and what have you. But for those who are unable to get these travel documents in time, we can issue at the spot. Here at the border, we issue temporary movement permits, provided somebody comes with a letter of recommendation from their local council chairman, or a letter of introduction from their places of work, or a voter's card. The fee is 5,000 Uganda shillings.
For now, the shortcuts or Panya routes, as they are known locally, will continue to handle merchandise. Not that the women are any safer here either. They continue to pay one way or the other.
Ukipita njia za Panya, unapata watu kama wawili watatu. Wanakuambia tutoa yako kitu kidogo. Na mwingine anakuambia usitoe kitu, mimi naenda kupitisha lakini nataka nini? Urafiki. Anaingia kwa business yako na urafiki.
Sasa those middlemen wanafanya wamama wanakuwa scared kupita kwa mpaka.
But in a surprise twist, some of the women claim that these informal crossings are actually sanctioned by customs officials.
Hapa kwa main hapa kama si vitu ya kubeba kwa mkono hivi. Yani kama ni baiskeli umebeba mzigo umepanga kwa kavera kwa gunia imeja, watakwambia rudio pite nyuma, sio custom.
That one we normally clear them in a more simplified form. We allow people to bring in carts, goods.
In order to clear such misconceptions, it would seem that the taxman has a lot of advocacy to give to the informal cross-border trading women. But does he?
We've got a unit known as our Public and Corporate Affairs Division. We've been having trade shows, talk shows. We've been engaging in publication of some materials to show what we have to offer. And of course, once in a while, we also organize tax clinics.
Watu ya ushuru hawajawahi kuleta mafunzo. Hatujaona.
We move on to the border between Tanzania and Uganda. We are at Mutukula Post to find out whether situations here are similar to those at Busia. We start with the question of harassment.
That is very common and no one should confuse it.
Looking for those boys on the border, taking my things in Panya Road. Otherwise, sometimes I could see them, sometimes I could lose them.
Of course, at borders and at customs borders, we have so many people are there. Some are boys and girls who are born from the land and they know how to confuse people. But our offices are open. And we have a human face, really. People should come and interact with us. And get this information. If somebody is trying to deceive you, this is how much you have to pay. The officers are there and the officials are there to tell you this is what you pay, and you get information from the right source.
The other daunting challenge for the women is still that of travel documents.
Going to the Rwandan side, it's very hard unless you have this passport. And sometimes you are stopping in the nearby markets where I would think that even a passport isn't needed. Like them when they are coming to Uganda, when they have this in Rwanda.
But according to Rwandan border officials, that was then. Nowadays, it's different.
With immigration offices, we have reduced by just encouraging them to come with their IDs and get free passes to go across to Uganda or even Rwanda. It is free movement.
Rwanda has several travel documents for its nationals, which are issued at various places in the country. There is a free issuance at the border of a one-day coupon or gate pass, or a free border pass valid for 30 days. There is also the laissez-passer, valid for 2 years, and the international passport, valid for 5 years, both issued at the immigration headquarters. So why are women traders here still using Panya routes and avoiding customs?
I don't know, because we have talked to the police, we have talked to the immigration. As I have told you, they issue passes for free, they are not charged. There is no reason to fear passing at the border.
Taxes and not knowing their rights. They did not know that these people who are bringing things less than $500, they are not charging them. And they did not know how to use their TIN numbers or simplified certificates.
In Rwanda, the government has institutionalized the training of these cross-border women traders through the Ministry of Trade and Industry.
Minicom, this is the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Industry. They trained us. So people now understand how they can pay taxes. They know how to use that simplified certificates. In fact, they know their rights. They know how the taxes are being paid.
For the rest, EAC set up information and resource centers to inform, educate, advocate, and organize the informal cross-border women trader, mainly to bridge the information gap.
Right now they have an identity, they have a home where they can go with the establishment of the resource centers. So at least even government can recognize them.
We have our office there, which always tell us the information about crossing the border. We have no fear.
To give them more visibility and recognition, the women have formed themselves into trade associations.
We have now it in Busia, we have it in Kwatuna, have it in Bibia, we have it in Unagana, and we have it in Ishasha and Mutukula.
And within these projects where we are looking at gender and trade, we have partnered with the Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and the Uganda Export Promotion Board, where we've signed an MOU. And through this, Uganda Export Promotion Board is partnering with us to promote the resource center in